Good afternoon, Washington, D.C., Facebook, Instagram, whoever's watching on social media. I'm Earl Rush here with the Real Fellas Talk Sports Update. I'm here with my longtime childhood friend, Charles Jackson, and we're going to discuss the NBA the NBA free agent acquisitions. Charles, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Earl. How about you?
I'm doing very good, Charles. Thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule to join us.
No problem.
So, looks like your team, the Los Angeles Lakers, were pretty busy doing free agents. So, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on their haul?
I think the Lakers upgraded their team more than anybody in the entire NBA. They were world champions, and they acted as if they did make the playoffs with the kind of moves that they made.
Okay. So, how do you think the acquisition of Dennis Schroeder is going to help the Lakers?
I think it's ever since they lost Rondo, I think they got a younger version of Rondo. He's a proven he learned under CP3, did well in Atlanta. I think it just makes the Lakers that much more of a younger, stronger team.
And what about the acquisitions of Montrezl Harrell and Marc Gasol?
Enough said. They lost Dwight Howard, and they let JaVale McGee go to a different squad. And again, they've got younger, stronger, and more experience. And with Montrezl Harrell being the reigning sixth man of the year, they just got even more physical.
Okay. Well, I don't know how much younger they got, because Marc Gasol is pretty old, but their overall haul they got younger.
True.
Okay, and do you think it was wise that they retained the services of Caldwell Pope?
I think he's a marginal player. He knows the system. He's been with the Lakers for several years, and he did make some significant contributions. I think along with Kuzman, with KCP, they just bought another year back of somebody that's already familiar with the system. He knows how to play with LeBron and knows how to play with Anthony Davis. So I think it gives them more experience and stability.
Okay, do you think the acquisition of Wes Matthews will replace the loss of Avery Bradley?
I think Bradley was a good outside shooter. He had experience. I don't know how much Weston Matthews is going to give us from an offensive standpoint, but again, he's proven. He's been in the league for a while. He's an NBA player, but again, we're not bringing him in to be a star. We're bringing him in to give us a bolster to our second team, and I think he's going to do an outstanding job.
Okay, so with the loss of Dwight Howard going to Philadelphia, how do you think he figures into Philadelphia's plans, and how will he fit in with the 76ers?
That's a very good question. And I wish Doc Rivers a lot of luck. He's going to have two potential knuckleheads, and having Joel Embiid and Dwight Howard along with Ben Simmons. I mean, he's got two potential knuckleheads right there. Doc is an experienced coach. I think if anybody can keep those egos in place, it could be Doc Rivers. But again, he does have Danny Green, and Danny Green is a two-time NBA champion, actually three-time NBA champion with Toronto, the Lakers, as well as the Spurs. Gives them some locker room presence. And on the court, I don't know, but in the locker room, I think he can be a big help.
Okay. I'm glad the Lakers got rid of Danny Green, because he was worthless to me. But do you think the addition of Steph Curry to the 76ers will help the 76ers?
Well, I think Steph Curry is Doc's godson. So it's good to have family, again, in the locker room. He's somebody that has a decent, outside shot. He's not going to bring any chills upside a opposing coach's mind. But again, he's serviceable. He's been in the NBA for a while. He's got NBA pedigree. I think he's going to do well. The Sixers haven't had a consistent outside shooter since J.J. Redick left. So again, there's a big plan. We'll see how the 76ers do. But To me, they don't have any scoring outside of maybe Joel like Embiid that scares me. So I don't really know for sure.
All right. So CP3 is going to the Phoenix Suns. Do you think his experience will help that young, talented team?
I think he's going to give like Devin Booker a good role model. I think he's just going to help Devin maybe get some open shots. But again, how is this going to make them a really strong like contender in that Western Division? I don't know, because you need a strong front court. They have a decent backcourt, but they lost like Kelly. They lost like Kelly Oubre, and again, this was a young scorer, so I don't know how this fits out. But I know Lamonte is going to do a decent job as he did in the summer, so I expect him to be okay.
Boogie Cousins going to Houston. Is that a hope and a prayer, or what do you think? Did he have anything left in the tank?
I don't know. He only signed him to a 1-year contract. He hasn't played ball in about maybe 3 years now. I think he has matured. So hopefully, being out the league and not playing competitive basketball in 3 years is certainly going to help him. But how he's going to help that squad already? They don't have they don't have any front court help. So that's going to be interesting. Plus, they're coming into a new system since D'Antoni left. So again, still lots of question marks.
Okay. How strong is that move? How strong does the move to acquire Serge Ibaka make the Clippers?
I think they did okay. I think Serge is definitely a 2020 NBA center. He dribbles, he runs, he blocks shots. He's got like good outside jumper, playing along with like Kawhi, who he won a championship with, and then again with Paul George. That's certainly going to make them better. But again, who else do they have? Whatever front court players do they have remains the same. They still have Patrick Beverly. Again, there's no one that makes me lose sleep over as far if I was an NBA coach. I just don't see it. Again, I think the dominant team in Los Angeles is still the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay. So we're going to go down to hot Atlanta. Kevin Ed's where he stays now. They picked up Danilo Gallinari and Bogdan Bogdanovic. So how do you think that helps the Atlanta team?
I think they're going to do well. I think they're really going to surprise people. They also have like Clint Capella. They have DeAndre Hunter. They have Cam Reddish. Plus, also, we didn't mention they picked up Rondo. So they have backcourt help. I think he's going to help give them a good floor spacing. He definitely gives them experiences. He's now a 2-time NBA champion, so he knows how to work in a locker room, bring stability to that young squad. But Atlanta is probably going to erase some eyes. They're going to give Miami a tough time in that southeastern Eastern division. They're going to be okay.
Okay, Charles, we're going to wrap this up because this is an update and not a whole show. I want to thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Maybe I'll check back with you for some more free agents because there are more free agent acquisitions that we didn't have time to discuss. But I'll check back with you later this week.
I look forward to it, Earl. You have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. God bless.
Right. Thank you, Charles.